When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Periscope. How is everybody on this Monday morning? Good to see you. Did you have a great weekend? Hey, Noelle, Brandon. How's everybody? Good to see you. Jerry, Bob. Hello, hello. How's everybody? Millo, Robin. Good morning. How are you? I think everybody's, yeah, Gracie. Gracie's running around out there. Hey, Richie, good to see you. Hey, Kim, you've had one interview already. Great, Brandon. Gracie looked adorable. Thank you, Jerry. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Jules, good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. If you will, please invite people. Hello, Helen. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Hey, Mike. Hey, Marlene. Good to see you. Tim, Brandon, how's Gracie today? Jules, she's running around the house right now, just going crazy. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Gary, good morning. She's got a lot of energy, and she's obviously feeling better. The other dog is still going through the kennel coughs. The second one, Hope, got kennel cough. It's all about the dogs. That's right, Jules. That's right. Good morning. All right, if you will. Hey, Dawn, hello. If you could please invite. Hey, Cully. Let me read Psalm 82 as you're retweeting. God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy, free from the hand of the wicked. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are unstable. I said, you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for you shall inherit all nations. Thank you, everybody, for inviting people. Hey, Nick, good morning. Gary. All right. Well, there's been some breaking news with the U.S. Supreme Court out of a case in Ohio, saying now that Ohio can purge all of its voting rolls of people who haven't voted in quite a while. We used to do that, without even thinking about it. It used to be in California, at least, that if you didn't vote in every election, like if you didn't vote in one election, you'd have to go and sign up to vote again. Dead folks, too. That's right, Brandon. Some of them, I guess. But it's amazing now that you have to have the Supreme Court that tells you that it's okay for you to take people off the voting, purge the voting rolls. That's right, Bob. Hey, Faye. And it is good news, and it should be done regularly. They wanted to say, hey, Pamela, they wanted to say that, oh, well, that discourages minorities from voting. I think, if anything, that should encourage minorities and everybody else to go vote, because if you don't vote, you'll know that you'll be taken off. Hey, Junior, taken off the rolls, and you'll have, and what's the bad thing that could happen? You'll have to go and, re-sign up, right, to vote. It's not like you can't vote ever again. You'll just have to go and just sign the thing again, and there you go, off to vote. So, good morning. Blessings to all. Thank you, Faye. Blessings to you as well. So, it's really no big deal. It's common sense. It's what we've always used to do. We stopped doing it because we had some silly thing that, this is, like I said, discourages minorities. But I think more or less, hey, Ebles? I think what it did mostly is just give the Democrats and the progressives out there, people on the voting rolls, that they could claim it and use their names, I suppose. I don't know. But anyway, that's really good news. Supreme Court did the right thing. It was a 5-4 uh, uh, opinion. I don't know who wrote the opinion. I just saw it very quickly, so I didn't get all the information. People are too stupid to get a voter ID. They're too stupid to vote. Well, is it Tim? I believe we don't have voter IDs in California. You don't have that. Minorities, well, minorities do vote. They turned out really well for Obama. Hey, Patrick. So they do vote when they want to vote. Well, I'm back. I can't invite or retweet Susan Scopes only. That's crazy, Teresa. Should go to the U.S. Supreme Court. Cully, it did. And that was the ruling coming out of the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court. This minority did vote. Good for you, Richie. Good morning, Alexis. Robin, glad they're doing that. I know, and I hope other states pick that up and do it as well. If you, Teresa, if you can't retweet this, if you guys, when you leave, please retweet this. I don't know why they're shadow banning me, it seems, but whatever. Okay. Now, I don't know. Did everybody see the video of, I mean, this really isn't news, but I guess it's news because it's so freaky. Did you see the video of Trudeau with his eyebrows falling off? We don't have IDs either, but we do have a voter card. Yeah, see, Tim, we don't even have a voter card. You go in there and you say, hey, I'm so-and-so, and they're like, okay, here's your ballot, go vote, have a nice day. I mean, the only thing that we have to show, and we don't have to show it, our voter books that were mailed to us, they look at it so they can figure out if you're in the right district, but that's it. Hey, Marlene. So I could go to any, vote anywhere I wanted. I voted as Susan Knowles last week. I know, Junior, hey, saw a picture, but I didn't get to watch. That was insane with his eyebrows. Okay, let me ask you. And Robin said they have to show voter ID cards in Kentucky. Just tell them your name and address here in North Carolina. Exactly. I've never seen a man or a woman that glues on eyebrows. I mean, dude, when drag queens in the shows, do they even glue on eyebrows? I mean, I don't think anybody does that. That was the most weird, ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And what's up with that? You have to show eyebrows here, Alexis said. I mean, I feel sorry for Canadians. Diva for sure, non-binary maybe. I know, I was thinking transhuman, and parts are starting to fall off. Saw the video. It's insane, Pamela. I wanted to go and make sure it was real. Yes, Trudeau, reality smash. So I had to go. I went to several, websites to make sure it was no fake news and fake eyebrows. And I know, Bob, and it wasn't fake. That's the insane thing. I mean, those were real eyebrows. Well, fake real eyebrows that he put on. I know, Pamela. I was thinking, okay, this obviously has to be photoshopped. It's just a joke. And no, it wasn't a joke. It was for real. And the guy, when he's talking, you don't realize that one of them is like poking you in the eye, practically. Exactly, clown face coming off. Oh my gosh. How do you even, what do you say? I know, Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo in the house. I don't know what you say with something like that. I mean, seriously. Maybe he has that disease. Which one is that? Alexis, you could see underneath his eyebrows. You could see the real eyebrows. What's left of them, I guess. But you could see that they were there. Maybe if he wouldn't pluck them out every time he put the fake ones on and took them off, maybe he would have some real eyebrows. I don't know. He has liberalism. There you go, reality. Why do you need fake eyebrows? I have no idea, Pamela. I mean, I didn't even know there were such things. Seriously. I mean, the women, and I would even imagine, like I said, the drag queens, I would think they paint them on, not glue them on. Maybe he burned them off by mistake. Hey, Lynn, you could, yeah, I know, Pamela, just draw them on, paint them on. That should happen to all politicians. Their eyebrows will fall. Maybe it's a publicity stunt. No, I don't think so. Jerry said weird, but his dad, Fidel Castro, had thick eyebrows. He needs to tattoo them on. Cully, he needs to do something. My friend picked hers out with stress. Alexis, and people do have that type of disorder. Hey, Chezzy, no notification this Monday. Sorry about that. But again, hey, Alan, people paint them on or tattoo them on. Yeah, but not these fake things that you plaster on. That was just bizarre. The guy is just kind of weird in every respect. He needs more testosterone, Jerry said. And, obviously he ticked the president off after he left. You need the fur. Yep, Alexis. But he ticked the president off, kind of basically stabbed him in the back. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Justin Trudeau and his fake eyebrows. More soy, yeah, something. Less soy, Brandon. Maybe he got eyebrow extensions. Yeah, he extended them right off of his face. I mean, totally bizarre. But I think, ticked him off, thyroid disease causes your eyebrows to fall out. And Patrick, I could see there were some eyebrows underneath. And again, tattoo them on, paint them on, and nothing wrong with that. But who glues eyebrows on? Hey, Bruce, you're over here. Good to see you. He needs to keep it up. This is gold. I know. I mean, my gosh. And I guess that, he made the president look bad, or tried to make the president look bad, as he was going over to Singapore to meet with North Korea, trying to make him look, to kind of make him look weak. Groucho Marx, I know. Groucho Trudeau. I mean, just weird, weird stuff. But anyway, mystery solved on that. Now, tonight, their eyebrow pencils. Teresa, yeah. Their eyebrow pencils, you can have them tattooed, anything, but nobody that I know of or I've ever heard of glues actual fake ones on. That's just so bizarre. I'm hearing Merkel and her crew tried to do the same. I know, Brandon. And did you see the picture where everybody's standing up and President Trump is just standing there like this, sitting down, looking at them like, yeah, what do you want? And they're all like leaning over him. I saw a picture of Obama when he went, and of course he had his arms around everybody. They're all sitting on the couch with their arms around each other. A little kumbaya type thing. I know, Bruce. Good to be there after years. So I heard, too, they're looking to him for answers, the art of the deal. Exactly, Brandon. Heavily mimed that one. Yeah, well, I tell you, it should have been reality. My gosh. The guy's sitting there like he's at watching a ball game or something, or having just a regular little conversation with a bunch of pals sitting around. Barry Obama hugged after apologizing to everyone. I'm sure, Junior. After he'd already kissed everybody's rear end on the way in. Globalists versus Trump. Yep. And Trudeau, the thing with him, he didn't even have the cojones to say it to President Trump's face. He had to wait till he got back on Air Force One, and then he got in front of the camera like, some big dude or whatever, and he made himself look like a small man. Late in driving, so listen mode. Great, Barbara. Merkel was like, look, we are going broke. Please don't pull out. Exactly. Spineless reality. Yep, spineless. Absolutely spineless. Obama kissed and bowed after apologizing. Exactly, Junior. And he's still doing that. Did you know that Obama is having secret meetings? And he's allowed to do that. Nothing wrong with that. But he's having secret meetings with those people who are potentially running in 2020, like Bernie Sanders, if you can believe that. Elizabeth Warren. Let me see who else he met with. He met with Patrick Deval Patrick from Massachusetts and Joe Biden. Really? These people are your candidates for 2020? He's probably already met privately with Kamala Harris. Trump couldn't have knocked the eyebrows all the way off. Could have knocked them all the way off, Cully said. Did you see the mayor of Philadelphia doing dance after passing sanctuary city laws? Yes, Tim, that was ridiculous. And he got dinged for that. He was so happy that, you know why he was happy? Not so much about the people in the sanctuary cities. He's getting the money. That's what he's happy about. He's going to do whatever with the money. I think we should start looking into a little bit more about what he's doing with the money. Crazy Liz and Crazy Joe are the candidates. Junior said Trump is sure to get reelected. I'm hoping so, Junior, but who knows if they're going to be the candidates or not. Bernie Sanders could donate eyebrows. Ugh. I don't know how the millennials could even be interested in what Bernie has to say for 2 seconds, other than the fact that he's so pro-socialist, and I guess that's what they're looking for in a lot of respects, but it's ridiculous. If these are the candidates, Trump will win, Robin said. Yeah, absolutely. I also wanted to remind you that tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern is when Trump is supposed to meet with Kim. So it's tonight at 9 your time. Yes, he tried being a tough guy, came out being an, as Trump said, now cards are on the table. Exactly, Noel. He showed his true colors. So, but tonight at 9, I don't know how much we'll get to see, but I'm sure that we'll get to see them walking into the meeting. This morning, I got to see Kim walking and taking a tour of Singapore. Now, the only thing that I'm wondering is this, 9 Eastern. Yes, Teresa. That's tonight at 9 Eastern. Little Kim will kiss the ring, probably Brandon. I don't know. President Trump was supposed to stay until the next day following the meeting. I hope it goes well too, reality. Alexis says she is praying. But President Trump, instead of staying over like he was supposed to, he is going to be leaving after the meetings tonight. Now, they didn't say why that was, and I haven't seen anything about it, about why he's leaving early. I'm wondering if it's because his birthday's coming up on the 14th. He wants to get back, be rested. The IG report's coming out on the 14th. He wants to be back and be rested for that. And maybe it's because of Trudeau. Maybe he wants to get back and look and see what kind of, I don't know, more tariffs that we can give. Now, it's interesting, too, where Canada sits there and says, getting stuff done out of the deal. Why waste time? Canada's sitting there looking at us and mad at us for tariffs. Let me tell you what the tariffs are on U.S. goods out of Canada. 270% on dairy, 69.9% on sausage, 57.8% on barley seed, 49% on durum wheat, 26.5% on bovine and meat, and 18% on table linens. Trump told Trudeau, we stop trade and hold my Diet Pepsi while I deal with North Korea. Exactly, Tim. But you heard all the percentages of the tariffs that Canada has on the goods that come into the United States. Trudeau wanted to sit there and act like we're the bad guys when they have tariffs on our stuff coming in there too. My birthday is next month. Yay, Bruce. Remind us, Bruce, when your birthday is when it comes time so we can say happy birthday to you. And it's funny, too, that North Korea, the people in North Korea just found out today that Kim is actually meeting with President Trump and that he's in Singapore. They didn't tell the people of North Korea that any of this was going on. He's been that bad guy the whole time. Exactly, Chizzy. Hey, Rhonda, good morning. Yeah, it's amazing how these people want to act all innocent. And Dianne Feinstein came out and said, because President Trump wouldn't sign that communique, she said, oh, that's a big mistake. John McCain came out and said, oh, allies, we're standing with you even if the president doesn't. Kim Jong-un is not a bad person. Bob, I would have to disagree with you on that. Anybody that treats their people like he does is a bad person. I'm sorry. Those people are tortured and tortured in the daily lives that they have. And they're treated like less than animals. So, yeah, I think he's a bad person. But North Korea, they didn't want him to know anything. We in the UK want the US to invade us. Okay, reality. Canada is an EU proxy state. It's very sad, Noel said. Hey, Anne, good to see you. How's everything in England? No, Bob's been in here before, Chessie. So Kim kills his own family, right? Hey, Carmen. Yeah, he had somebody kill his brother, I mean, maybe it was his stepbrother, I can't remember, but I don't know. That's not a good person. If you believe that I've got waterfront property in Idaho for you. Exactly, Brandon. All these people talk and they have been wrong about everything, so why? Listen to them. Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. Even Lindsey Graham came out and said, I think John McCain might have this a little bit wrong. How do I get into a live scope now? I don't know, Carmen. You would think that you could just get in as you usually did, but I don't know. I know Twitter and Periscope's changing everything. Graham is just a war hawk. You know what, Brandon? Graham is trying to find somebody else to leech on to because he knows that John McCain's in failing health. Hi, send us President Trump. We need him. Ann said, I know you guys in England, and you really do need a strong leader. and you don't have one, and most of the world doesn't have one. And I'll tell you something else. I know when I did even just had to go to your name. Kim just looks like he'll be happy if they can get a McDonald's. I know reality. That's what he wants. Just bring a McDonald's over to North Korea. Not that anybody will be allowed to go there and eat, but I mean, at least bring it over. Yesterday, the mainstream media, what do? They start coming out again. Oh, I think President Trump looked bad when he was over there talking with Trudeau and the GS. I think, listening to him, that he was mentally unstable. They've started that whole rhetoric again. That means that President Trump is doing really good stuff, because when you have the mainstream media and those on the left continuing to say that he's looking bad, he's unstable, that means things are going well. Kim's not missing any meals. That's true, Cully. He gets to eat like a king or a dictator. Yep, Kim Jong-un had his brother killed, his uncle executed, his ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend, the orchestra leader, executed along with the orchestra, Nick said. Yeah, that sounds like a great guy to me, don't you think, Nick? I mean, the guy is a horrible person. How can they diagnose from that far away? Brandon, how can they diagnose without even treating the man? You can't diagnose somebody a sick puppy. Exactly, reality. No, Kim is a very sick puppy. But how can you can't diagnose someone if you haven't treated them, if you're not actually sitting down and talking to them. These people are just trying to cause trouble, as they usually do. I pray Trump doesn't eat any food from Kim. It'll be poison. He's not going to eat any food from Kim, Carmen. He's going to be taken care of. Little Kim is all right. Nah, don't think so. Little Kim is a dictator who kills his own people. There, wizard. Last days of Obama, he was a stuttering mess. Was he going crazy? Brandon, I think what he was doing was he didn't have the teleprompter to use. You would think it will hard for President Trump to. I missed that one, Teresa, but he didn't have the teleprompter as much, I think, Brandon, and that was the problem. And with former President Trump, when he stuttered that much, typically he was lying. You'd find out that he was lying, just like he lied to the fact that he didn't let Iran get into our financial institutions. Hey, Carol, little Kim knows Trump will not play with him, so he's scared. I think so. So little Kim needs us. Wizard, his people needs us. So maybe maybe this will help his people if they actually get some food and other things that could be offered to him in the event he changes his ways. Trump is totally prepared. I agreed when they talk negative. I'm reassured. Kim needs food and money. Exactly, Brandon. He does. And you know what? One thing about Kim, he wants to be on a national player or an international player. And this is the only way that he's going to be legitimized in any way. And I think he's liking the fact that this is occurring. For 50 cents a day, you can help little Kim. Exactly, Brandon. I think Doughboy from North Korea is from the same mold as the Clintons, Ann said. Could be. How can President Trump be nice and polite to Kim? It would be difficult. Well, Teresa, I think one way you have to do that is not to take things personally. Put your personal feelings aside and do what is right for your country and for the people of the other country. And don't take it personally and don't make it a personal thing. Hey, Dixie, good morning. And so I think that's the way you do it. You put your emotions for the moment aside. Didn't we help another country with food and found they were selling it? Probably, Rhonda. What do you think about De Niro's rant? Texas asked. I think De Niro is a wormhole. That's what I said. But the food will not make it to the people. Kim will eat along with his military. That's true, Tim. I don't know that they're even going to bring up about the atrocities that he does at this point. I don't know. And, of course, we're not going to know. We're not going to be there. I think that's going to take a while to do that. It's not something that's going to change overnight. Trump has to, in order to bring Kim to the table. Yeah. Noel, you just, Susan gives the best replies and answers. Thank you, Bruce. I just think that, we have to wait and see what's going on. I would want to punch him in the nose. Please forgive me. Well, Teresa, I think most people would. Nothing will be signed tonight, just talk. Exactly, Chessie. But again, I think in order to start trying to change things, you can't come in like a bulldozer and say this is the way it's going to be. But over time, things that Kim will respond well to is money and power, and looking powerful in the international arena. And so that's some of the things that I think that President Trump is going to deal with. Hey, Teresa said you're right, Susan. Kim set free some of our people. Wizard, are you like a wizard from another planet? Is that the people you're talking about? Or what planet are you on, Wizard? So anyway, yes, she's quick, Dixie said. Thank you. So I think that, again, we're laying the groundwork. This is such a historical event. Of course, it's going to be downplayed tremendously by the left. It's going to be as though, he went to Target or something. No big deal. It's a huge deal. And it's a huge deal for the future of the North Koreans, what they may or may not do with South Korea, and for us in the mix of all that. We don't, American hostages. Okay, Wizard, where are they? So anyway, and Dennis Rodman wants credit. Well, I'll have to say, North Korea always rattles the cage. Yep. I will say that Dennis Rodman, has made a friendship with Kim. I don't know if it's a good thing putting two crazy people together, but watch a documentary on southern Mexican border, and it's like Swiss cheese. Absolutely. If you want to see a good documentary about the border, look at Cartel Land. Cartel Land. That'll show you what the border is like. For all those people who have been watching the Operation Backyard Brawl, there's a lot going on with those people. I suggest, I've been putting things up on my timeline. I suggest that you watch some of them. Risk the deal with Vietnam veterans in North Korea, Carmen said. But I would say, keep watching what's going on in Tucson. Just a hunch, but I think the ink is 99% dry on the deal. Otherwise, Trump wouldn't have gotten on a plane. I think so too, Noel. And also going to Canada. He wasn't even going to go to the G7. He kind of did it as a favor to Trudeau. And I think that's why he feels so stabbed in the back. Kim is Rodman's mini-me. Exactly. Cully. Bring in Space Jam's characters for little Kim. He may like them. Exactly. But Robert De Niro and what he did last night saying F Trump, Robert De Niro must have lost money because Hillary Clinton didn't get in, and he's still ticked off about it. But he's he is a POS, let me just say that nicely, on the left, who basically didn't get his way, and he's now upset about it, and he wants to vote out Trump, and he wants to say everything he can to hurt the presidency. The crowd cheered him. Well, Cully, think about it. Who goes to the Tony Awards? Liberals. Hey, Laura Lee, I didn't watch it. Don't think anybody else did. Oh my gosh, De Niro has gone crazy. No, I think, Carmen, he's always been that way. We're just seeing him for himself. Robert's career is over, and he needs the spotlight. There you go. Exactly, Brandon. De Niro is more than a POS. Yeah, he's a POS plus on steroids, perhaps. Let's see. As far as in Israel, what's going on? Israel destroyed an Hamas underwater terror tunnel. They just destroyed that. They found it along the Gaza Strip. His character he plays are pervs anyway. That's true, Brandon. I mean, I can't think of one except the comedy that he's doing recently that aren't pervs. There's already been a lot of talk about North Korea deal between Pompeo and Kim. Exactly, Tim. They talked of stuff. That they talked about future things that they could have. That's the only reason that Pompeo went. That's the only reason he went back. That's the only reason President Trump went. We're close to a deal. Whatever that deal is, I don't know. I don't care what anyone in Hollywood says. I don't think many Americans care or pay attention to them, Robin said. Absolutely. Yeah, Brandon, that was what was odd when I read it. It said underwater tunnel. I don't know if they built I have no idea. I didn't think there was water right along the Gaza Strip, but what do I know? I mean, I don't know where exactly it is. And that was on beholdisrael.org. You can go go check that out for yourself. It seemed a little odd to me when they said underwater. I could see underground tunnel, but underwater, I'm just taking it for what they said. In other news, Amazon. Hello. Oh, who was that? I didn't see that. You know, Israel military is good when you have to go underwater. Yep, Lavamir, Carmen said. Um, Amazon is in trouble in China anyway. China labor violations, supposedly low pay, long hours, safety concerns, and I won't be watching them anymore. No, Chesney, I don't go to movies much anymore because I don't want to support these actors. I bet Robert De Niro was promised political backing if Hillary Clinton elected. Rhonda said, probably, Rhonda. Josette, good morning, my lovely Sue. Yes, and they all clapped like seals after what De Niro said. Just gross. Yeah, well, that's what liberals do. That's why the Me Too movement, the Harvey Weinsteins and all that were allowed to go on unhindered, because liberals just sit there and clap. Oh, they're so great. When China is saying you're breaking labor laws, I know, Richie. And it's just amazing because here again, Amazon, Bezos is the richest guy in the whole universe practically, and what are they doing? They're not paying the people well in. Hey Boaz, hey Janet, they're not paying the people well in China. They're making them work long hours. In other words, they're treating them like slaves. And this is a guy who has tons of money that could fairly treat people fairly, but he doesn't. God will deal with Hollywood. And they are, I think, Laura Lee. I think God is doing that already, is dealing with them. I've already stopped spending money on Hollywood and already canceled Netflix, Tim said. Yep. Absolutely. It's not worth it to me to go to the movies and see the movies with this left-leaning agenda. All about profit margin for him. Yep. Absolutely. But I mean, it's amazing how these people, these liberals like this. Oh, we social justice. We have to treat people fairly. They're human beings, and what do you find out? That they're treating them like slaves. That they're just all talk and no do. What are the chances some of the suicides have something to do with God's wrath? I don't know, Laura Lee. I don't know if I want to go there, but it's pretty amazing to see what's happening lately. Just stick to documentaries. That's right, Brandon. Exactly. Yeah, there's been, I tell you, in a way, I used to love Johnny Depp, but can't stand him now. Johnny Depp is so far left him, it's not even funny. Then you have to sit through the trash before the movie. Exactly, Jules. Exactly. Hey, David, good to see you. These suicides, I don't know. Part of it, I think it's because we have this society that values death these days rather than life. And people are just deciding, I'm just going to, kill myself, which is really, really horribly tragic. Soros is behind Clinton, and sad to hear of connection of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. Price for Knowles. I don't know what that is. I have all the Jason Bourne movies, but was sad when neighbor told me Matt Damon was anti-gun. It blows. Yeah, Damon is pretty much a liberal. I think he moved his family out of Hollywood to get away from, or out of the United States, I should say. Poor Johnny, he fell into the giant hole of his own ego. He really did. And Johnny's not looking so good these days, Alexis. My mind action actors are anti-guns. Paula. Your mind action actors are anti-guns? I don't understand that, but okay. Paid the price for knowledge on the Clinton Foundation. I don't know, Carmen. Think he went to Australia. Could have been Noel. Damon is in Australia, I thought. Yep. Took his family out of the United States. Name one mainstream Christian actor. The guy who played the Passion of the Christ. Can't think of his name right now. He's Catholic. Can't think of that guy's name. But that's the only one I can think of. Right off the bat. Kirk Cameron. There you go, Chesney. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson. Yeah, Jim Caviezel. That's who I was thinking. Jim Caviezel came to my church and spoke once before the Passion of the Christ. He's an interesting guy. Hey, Daniel. The suicides are all tied to threats from Hillary's cabal. Yeah, Grace, I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. Could very well be. Nothing today. I have to, on everything that's said, I don't kind of poo-poo it because with the way things are going in society at this point, almost anything could be true. If you guys would please retweet this. We're at the halfway point. I would really appreciate it if you do. I was saying a minute ago too, please continue to watch Operation Backyard Brawl for the videos that I put up for what's going on. They're not going to give up. They truly believe that there's child trafficking going on, and they're continuing to go out there in the desert and look for people. And please support them. There are a lot of people who are saying, "Oh, this is garbage. This is that." Blah, blah blah blah. It was part of the other tweet about action movies. Oh, okay, thank you. Thanks for explaining that. I missed the first part of your two-part question. How's Gracie? Gracie is rambunctious. Gracie has, she makes 2 steps forward and sometimes 3 steps back, but she's doing really well. And she's not sick anymore. The other dog is sick. Hope is sick at this point. Hopefully Abby doesn't get it. Please pray, cross your fingers and everything else. But she's starting to really fit in. Yesterday it was so funny, Lynn. I had held off giving her a bath from when she came here from the shelter because she started getting the kennel cough. And Tom, I was calling you Tim. Sorry about that, Tim. Tom. I'll call you Tom from now on. So what happened was I gave her a bath yesterday. And before I gave her the bath, the dogs were a little bit, every now and then, a little bit snippy towards her. Didn't really want to be around her, that type of thing. We gave her a bath yesterday, and the dogs, the other two, Hope and Abby, after the bath, just ran over to her, excited to see her, licked her, wanted to be around her, and the little dog, who Abby, who's kind of intimidated by other dogs, even ran up to her. So that was pretty amazing to see. I guess the smells from the kennel were kind of unpleasant to the other dogs. Juan Williams said that the IG report be a whole bunch of nothing. He is so wrong at all times. Absolutely, Josette. You can call me anything except late for dinner. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, I know. My husband said we all talked you into getting a dog, and now you have the responsibilities. Your husband's a smart man, Teresa. Juan needs to move to MSNBC. He sure does. Yes, he does. Yeah, with Gracie, we're going to probably have to get training for her. She's got a lot of quirks from being a stray and being out there on her own. She has some really good things, but she's got some quirks that we've got to get worked out with her, and it's going to take a lot of effort. Also, other Christian actor the guy who played Zenith's love interest, his name, Kevin Sorbo. You're right. You're right, Paula. Absolutely right. She will get there. I think so, Brandon. She, some days she's like making strides and then she'll go back a little bit. But I don't know if any of you guys saw the picture of me holding her on the timeline. She can be a precious little girl when she wants to be. Saw your post about that. So precious. Thank you, Robin. Great guy. Yeah, Kevin Sorbo is a great guy. Absolutely. He's had a lot of medical issues with having a stroke and everything, I believe, Paula, if I'm correct on that. But seems to be doing well now. I'd be excited too if I got a new lease on life. I know, Brandon. She got a new lease on life. Chasing her tail is amazing, and it's just being a puppy. She will grow out of it. Carmen, I think she's gone after her tail so much that she's got some hot spots on there, and I'm putting hydrocortisone on it. I wish Fox would kick all liberals off. I don't care what they think. Tom, I wish they would get rid of Shepard Smith. I would love it if they would just get rid of Shepard Smith. Whenever he comes on, I have to turn it off because it's immediately putting down President Trump and everything else. Tucker is the man. I love Hannity. 2 people I really like. Speaking of them, because it made me think of Giuliani, because he's been on there so much. Giuliani came on the other day, just over the weekend. Now, I agree with some things that Giuliani says. Some things I think that he causes more problems than good. But he's now saying that Chris Christie should be the new AG. Why does Fox keep Shepard? Paula said. I think, Paula, because they need one liberal. Somebody they can look to and say, oh, this is our liberal, making it fair and balanced. I know they have Juan and some other people. But I think they really want, somebody up front. Yeah. I know, he wanted Chris Christie. The only one I'm listening to now is Dan Bongino. Yep, Tom, he's good. If he's liberal. Christie, I want Janine Pirro. If Judge Janine, if she wants to do it and if she's serious about it, she would be excellent. Do I want Chris Christie? No. I think Chris Christie comes with baggage, and I don't think it would be good have him as an AG. I think that he would go after people a lot more than Sessions does, but I think he's just, he's too liberal. He's too much of a Democrat. You know what, Brandon? I am done with Trey Gowdy. Trey Gowdy's been a big disappointment. Trey Gowdy, it seems to think Mueller and everything is okay. The IG report, everything's okay. And there's something wrong with Trey. He's changed his tune. So he can just go on his merry way and, have fun. Praying for Gracie and her new family. Thank you, just that. Yeah, please pray for us that we continue to do well with Gracie and get her on a good footing, that she fits in well with the family and everything else. She's a sweet girl. Gowdy has broken my heart. I know, Carmen. Judge Janine, but I hear Sessions is kicking, but undercover alongside Trump. I've heard that too, Jules. There was something that came out over the weekend that he did, some indictments, and I can't remember what it was about now. Gosh, I had written it down to remember it. There's just so much, I can't remember it all. But there was something new that Sessions did over the weekend. Some indictments came out. Hey, Wayne, good to see you. It wasn't major, but it was, a pretty good thing. Robin says Judge Janine would be great. Judge Janine would be better than great. She would just be over the top, amazing. And I don't know. I wish they could just, and she can't take the place like Rod Rosenstein. She needs to be at the top. News moving faster and faster, as the Bible said. It certainly is, Brandon. I mean, it really is. It changes by the hour, if not the minute. I don't think Judge Janine could get through Senate hearings. They know she's out for blood. See, Tom, that's the only thing. You get rid of Sessions, you have to go through confirmation hearings again. And I wondered about that. Robin said Gowdy's always been all talk and no action. Pretty much. Benghazi proved that, I think. That was a true disappointment. I blamed it at the time on the fact that you had a president where it wasn't going to go anywhere. Hey, Julia, Janine can say anything she wants on her show, all talk. Yeah, it could be, Julia, but, she didn't confirm that she had said that she would take that position. She did say, hey, I'd consider it when they talked to her about it. Every 5 minutes, the news changes. It's true, Wayne. It is going so fast, so fast. It is amazing, and it's going to get even faster than that. I don't know how people are going to keep up. Judge Janine would cash check and crack necks in D.C., Brandon said. I think Gowdy's dirty. Nina, I'm starting to believe that as well. I think Gowdy has been promised something for his next career move. I think he's like Boehner, who had the lobbyists in his pocket, or they had him in their pockets. Trey Gowdy disappointed me greatly. Me too, Tom. And I think that Gowdy's been promised something because he flipped too quickly. Gowdy was pleasing both sides, Brandon said. And also, from what I understand, what they just revealed when Nunez went to look at the information, from the names of who the person was that was maybe leaking or whatever. Gowdy didn't even see that information. Then he came out and started talking about it as though he had seen it and said, oh, nothing to see here. I miss the old Gowdy. His rants were awesome. I know, Brandon. Robin says, I don't watch any news. I just hear news from you. I know. These days, again, I just kind of search the internet. I don't go to CNN as much, or, I kind of see what they're saying because I just want to know the lies that they're saying. But I mean, you can't get factual news. He never made a move and decides to retire now. Doesn't make sense. I know, Nina. Something's way too suspicious. Way too suspicious. Thank you so much, my Sue, for keeping this story concerning these poor hold trafficking at the front burner. God bless you for this. You are amazing. Thank you, just that. Yeah, please do check out my timeline every day, if you will, for the Operation Backyard Brawl. As I said the other day, the one thing I know about Lewis, I've been in contact with Lewis. It's been over a year now. I've seen all they've done. I've watched what they've done. He doesn't make stuff up. He just doesn't. Like I said, I've never met him in person. No one saw the documents. DOJ wouldn't show them at the meeting. I think, Tom, didn't they talk about him at that second meeting or something like that? I don't even think Gowdy was even there. But anyway, that's one thing about Lewis. He doesn't make stuff up. Have you heard of the news about cities refusing to bid for the RNC? Haven't heard about that, Brandon. Doesn't surprise me. But I haven't seen that report. I did hear on a report today, because they're going to try to make a big deal out of it, I'm sure, that the Singapore summit is costing us $20 million. And that's a lot of money, but not when you're doing stuff that may help the rest of the world. Nashville refused. Shame on Nashville. They're very liberal, very selective on what news I watch because of so much fake news, Paula said. Absolutely, Paula. Yeah, absolutely. And the problem is, most people in America are watching liberal mainstream media. That's why they're so mad at President Trump. They're not given the information. They're not told, for example, what President Obama used to do with the refugees, like, the people that come in. It's only, oh, well, President Trump, he's dividing families. I think the past weekend in Turin, Italy, the Bilderberg Group conference may be moving the pieces around the global chessboard, Wayne said. Could be. Gowdy is pouty. Yep. I've been keeping up to date with VOP. Lewis is a good guy, Robin said. Yep, he's working hard. And Robin, I don't know if what they're going to find, but the thing of it is they need to keep going. Need prayers, please. I just had my meds cut to a quarter of what I was taking. I need a miracle. Nina, we pray for you that God's miracle and his hand will be in everything on this. That you won't need the medication like you thought you did, that God will give you what you need and God can heal you. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Good morning. Long time no see. Hey, Lone Wolf. I've been, let's see, agree, Robin said. Thank you so much. And Nina, keep us posted, okay? Keep it coming back in and telling us how you're doing. And everybody, please just pray for Nina that God is with her. And he always is. And he's got this, Nina. He's got your back. Teresa, I didn't get to read your message about the Triple Crown. I don't do horse racing at all. I don't approve of horse racing. I don't follow horse racing. I don't like horse racing. Good afternoon. Hope you're well. I am. Thank you. Hope you're well, too. I think someone or a group has something on Gowdy. What do you think? Wayne, either a group or has something on him, or the people, special interests, have promised him stuff. That's what I think. Hey, Danny, good to see you. I think that's more or less what it is. They, like the tobacco industry, the lobbyists there, they have Boehner in their pockets, and they always have. And I think that's more or less what it is. Robin and Gary are praying for you as well, Nina. So we'll see what happens with Gowdy. If he goes to CNN, we'll know what we were right. Or if you see a great job with all these people he's representing from the lobbyist groups, then you'll know what's happening. He sold out. Yeah, it appears that way, Carmen. It really does. The Trey Gowdy that we were led to believe he was like would not have made an assumption about something that he didn't even see. He wouldn't come out and say, oh, everything's fine here, when he doesn't have any proof. I think they had something on Justice Roberts also. I do too, Cully. He's going to CNN, is he, Nina? Bobby De Niro, great actor, but he's ruining himself with this anti-Trump garbage. Lone Wolf, I'm not sure that he was a great actor. I think he was okay. I think he was pretty good. But, he's a total liberal, and he is ruining himself. Gowdy is pouty. That's right, Lynn. I was hoping Trey would put down HRC. Yeah, again, that would be hard. That would have been hard to do under Obama. That Obama would never have allowed Hillary to go to jail. Hillary was promised her position right after Obama. If you just wait, then you're going to get it, Hillary. She was promised that. Don't know that I wouldn't be surprised. Nina, I wouldn't be surprised either. There's something going on. I know Gowdy says, I'm going to go back and go to my law practice and blah, 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 blah. But I think there's money exchanging hands somewhere. I feel bad about all of it because it's selling his soul. I never thought he was so amazing. Not me either. Hey, Ruthie, good morning. I missed the one comment up above. Total BS, Nina said. Next in line turned into the back of the bus. Yeah, Brandon said. Not even the back of the bus. I think she's running alongside the bus as best she can, Brandon. As long as she doesn't fall 100 times. Red wave is just starting. Lynn said. Lynn, I sure hope so. Yeah, bye-bye, Gowdy, Robin said. I don't know. There are a lot of people saying that, that Okay, I'll tell you what I'm saying. We need not to let our guard down. We can't just assume that we're going to do well in 2018 and 2020. We just have to keep working hard, getting the truth out there, changing lives, convincing people. Alexa said, right. Yep. Hello, Zippity Doodah. We have to persist. Yes, we do, Ruthie. We have to. We have to do that in California. We have to do that across this nation. We can't assume we got it in the bag. Julie said, Gowdy proves no matter how good people sound, different story when they get into office. That's right, Julia. 2020 can go either way. Young voters need to be on our side. And right now, I don't think they are, Brandon. Now's the time to get busy. Absolutely. Vote, vote, vote. And we've got to, I don't know, we've got to change the way that some people think about Republicans. And I think that honestly, the reason that people think the way they do about some Republicans is because of the rhinos. And we need to get those people out. Yes, I think we're being too complacent with everyone talking about a red wave. Absolutely, Nina. Grand Old Party 2020, Brandon said. I'm now Republican, so I can vote for the right people. Robin said, good. Yeah. But we need to get those people out. We need to get the rhinos moving along, get somebody else in there. I don't know who, the pool that we have to get people from is not looking so good. Not looking so good. So we've got to get qualified people as well. I want the rhinos out, Robin said. Absolutely. We have too many people, again, like in California, that are changing and becoming independents. They're not upholding and supporting the Republican Party anymore. Rhinos got to go. That's right, Ruthie. Absolutely. Socialists and rhinos must go. Brandon, they're kind of one and the same, right? That's true. We as Christians have to be vigilant. Josette said. Yep, absolutely. But it's important, again, you can't be complacent until the day of the election. And even then, somebody you might want to call them and say, hey, how are you voting? And try to change their minds even on that day. Gary said, Bill 2943. Robin said, just to make this clear, I wasn't a Dem, I was independent. Robin said, yeah, I knew. JD, speak on anything interesting yesterday? I missed it. It was more about just the volcanoes, Brandon, and how things are happening that the Bible said would happen in the end times. We're just seeing more and more volcanoes. I don't know what's going to happen with the Big Island. That thing looks like it's going to destroy the whole thing. I mean, it is just amazing. I think there's some things that Republicans don't understand, and many vote against them because of it. Yeah, Nina, I just think also we have a lot of rhinos, though. More harbingers. Yeah, Brandon. And I just think that, the Republicans, they haven't been Republicans probably since Reagan. Interestingly, there are a lot of people who are Christian and believe MSM and are devout Dems. I know. That's true, Ruthie. Absolutely. A lot of Christians who voted for Obama, who is pro partial birth abortion. So, fake Republicans, that's right, Lynn. We have to have Trump for 4 more years. Imperative, Carmen said. Yes. What did a Republican California look like? Oh my gosh, Brandon. We had actual surpluses. The roads were great. We never had road problems. We didn't have, if there was ever a little dent in the road or a little pothole in the road, it would have been fixed like that. Roads were beautiful. Everything was beautiful. Everything was clean. Everything was cleared out. The Republican Party, when something was commonsensical and reasonable, you knew it was going to get voted in. California was awesome, Nina. Yep. Taxes low. Proposition 13. That was, that came in. It's still holding on with its teeth. My neighborhood has new resurfaced roads, Ruthie said. Wow. I don't think you can be a Christian if you are for abortion. You can't be a practicing one, at least. I used to live there twice, Nina said. Yeah. It was a different place. It really was a different place. We were in the majority. We weren't in the minority. You could openly talk freely about being a Republican, although I still do. But, hey, Robert, it's not always a good thing. As Robert knows, up there in L.A., people don't like it when you talk about being a Republican. But it didn't used to be that way. And San Diego was about as red as they could get. Thank you for the flowers, Robert. How was the homeless problem? We didn't have a homeless problem, Brandon. You would see like one or two people on the streets. There are homeless shelters. Homeless problem wasn't like what it is now. I don't know why they resurfaced, but it raises my home value, I assume. Maybe, Ruthie. I was born in Stockton, California, and left because I saw the writing on the wall. It was great, but socialist policies before and now with dictator Brown tearing up the state. Yeah. Yeah, and if we get Newsom in, it's going to be the worst thing for California ever. That guy, there's a video going around on Facebook. That guy is a laughable jerk, egotistical. Oh, can't even go on. I lived in San Diego, was on the verge of turning blue then. I know, Dina. I know. It was pretty horrific to see. Really was. Golden State to fool's gold. Yep. Absolutely. And as we've talked about before, you guys are in other states. When you see Californians moving into your state, you need to be leery about that, because what they like to do, they hate the liberal policies, but when they move to another state, they like to bring the liberal policies with them. You need to tell them no. We need to smoke out the blues and wave the red, Ruthie said. Absolutely. Yeah, you need to tell those California people, look, you left California because you didn't like the liberalism. Don't bring it here. We don't want it. Jack Dorsey we got the R is up to us now. Yeah, Robert, we've got to make sure that John Cox gets in as governor. It's a long shot at best, but we have to keep trying and do everything that possible that we can to get John Cox in there. Tell people about him, get out, talk to strangers about him. Jack Dorsey got in trouble. Jack Dorsey's the CEO of Twitter. He ate at Chick-fil-A, and he had a cup up, and he was showing people that on Twitter. And a lot of LGBT people went after him saying, it's Pride Month. How can you do that? How can you betray us? How can you eat at Chick-fil-A? And of course, he promptly apologized. Can't even get rid of the illegals, never mind California. Yep. Cox may put it off. People are fed up. Pull it off. People are fed up with California's BS. I hope so, Junior. I hope so. I'm now up here in Billings, Montana, and people are saying they don't want the California liberals here. Yet, Wayne, keep them out. I'm sorry, keep them out. Unless they can prove to you that they're not going to try to take their BS to your state, I would say, you know what? We don't want you here. Go back to California. And I hate to say that, but, California's ruined the Tri-Cities area in North Carolina because of it. What a wimpy man for apologizing. Eat wherever you want. I know. But, when you want business, Brandon, you have to sell your soul. That's what they do. Our democracy and Trump is the only thing that makes us different and better than the rest of the world. Yes, our republic. I have an article out at SusanKnowles.com. You might want to go there and read it. The former FEC commissioner, who is a Democrat, basically admits that Republicans are targeted by the FEC. Now, here is an organization, the Federal Election Commission, that's supposed to be fair, that has three Republicans and 3 Democrats, something like that, on as commissions, and yet they targeted Republicans. And to hear her talk about what she believes, good Lord, that's all I can say. But go there and read the article, share it if you will, let people know about it. Just to give you a tally on Chicago, 11 people were shot, 3 died in a 3-hour span on over the weekend. To say that Chicago doesn't have a problem is insane. 11 people shot, 3 died in one weekend. Yeah, where's the Black Lives Matter? I guess Black Lives Matter don't really matter anymore, Brandon, to them, especially in Chicago. I guess when you don't have Obama inviting you to the White House, you simply just don't care anymore. That would be my guess. Unbelievable. Let's see. Susan Rice, remember her? She said Trump made a disgraceful statement when he said that Obama allowed Russia to take over Crimea. Susan, the minimum 50 gallons of water was the tipping point, no shower after washing dishes. Robert, it will start out at 55, and then it will be lowered to 50, and that's gonna it's ridiculous. Chicago, toughest gun laws in the nation, and the highest murder rate in the nation. Exactly, Wayne. Yeah, you too, Brandon. Have a great day. Yeah, there's no way that people in California can stick to even 55 gallons a day and then going down to 50. It's not going to work. I think Californians will go along with it, but the Californians need to go and just like they're doing with the sanctuary cities and saying, no, we're not going to take your BS anymore. We need this to stop. All right, guys, thank you so much. If you would please retweet this. Thank you for coming in, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless you. Take care, you guys. All right, everybody on Facebook, thank you for coming in. Thank you, everybody, for YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.